the nation's favourite antiques experts.
Let's get fancy.
Behind the wheel of a classic car.
I'm always in turbo.
And a goal to scar Britain for antiques.
Hot stuff.
The aim to make the biggest profit at auction. But it's no mean feat. There'll be worthy winners.
Cha-ching!
Oh, my goodness.
And valiant losers.
Bonkers.
Will it be the high road to glory?
You are my ray of sunshine.
Oh, stop it.
Or the slow road to disaster?
Sorry.
This is Antiques Road Trip. Yeah.
Welcome to the Derbyshire Dales and the next instalment of our journey with Ishi Khan and Izzy Balmer.
Are you sick of me yet?
No, not at all. Do you know when you just started enjoying it and it's almost over?
Aww.
Don't think it's all over, is it, cow? But, as well as a few not-so-finely crafted puns, those two have a beautiful 1970s Volvo sports estate at their disposal.
How are you finding being a passenger in the car?
Yeah, it's good. I'm looking forward to later when I can take it for a spin, as long as it doesn't get too rainy.
Not that any Dales types would be especially bothered about the odd shower, of course.
Actually, you're from around here, aren't you?
Originally, yes. I am a Derbyshire girl.
It's a beautiful part of the world to be from.
Thank you. I do miss it.
Izzy is a dealer and an auctioneer from Derbyshire via Bristol, with a fondness for both drama and dithering.
To buy or not to buy?
While Ishi from London is both a jewellery hotshot and a road trip greenhorn, although he's definitely learning fast.
Bad hair day.
And at the last auction, it was he who emerged victorious.
I will sell online. Goes then at 80.
That's amazing.
You are on an absolute roll, is she?
No wonder he's suddenly become a bit more competitive.
So, do you think you're going to have a home turf advantage?
See what I mean? Ishi started out with £200 and after 3 trips to the sale room, he can now boast £252.14p. While Izzy, who began with the same sum, has a tiny bit more with £267.78.
It's quite close. Now I'm like, oh, maybe there is a chance.
£10 between the two of us.
Yeah.
15 actually, but close enough as to make no difference. They set out from Kendal in the Lake District and then crossed the Pennines before making their way further south towards the Midlands and a showdown in Broughton-Astley.
What's your plan of action for today?
Shopping, shopping, shopping.
More glass?
Probably.
Their Derbyshire doings get underway in Matlock. The delightful former spa town on the River Derwent, also the location of clever psychological thriller Dead Man's Shoes. And where will our twosome be getting underway this morning? At Matlock Antiques and Collectibles, that's where. Very nice.
Should we go and see if we find anything we like?
Let's go.
Good idea. In fact, rude not to. Because with 3 floors and over 70 dealers, there ought to be something for every taste. And spookily enough...
Ooh. Oh, I love the colours on this. This reminds me of nail sea glass. They, particularly in the 19th century, are famous for their very fine striped glass. Now, I don't think this is nail sea because it's not fine enough. This, I would say, is about 1960s.
The Somerset factory closed in 1873.
Mid-20th century vase.
For £15.50.
I think that one's going to be coming with me, but it's early days, so I'll keep looking around.
As usual. What's Ishi up to?
Ishi, how are you getting on?
I've spotted this writing slope.
Yeah.
But it's got a secret, and I want to see if you can find the secret compartment inside it.
Ooh. Have you already been through it to find the sovereigns stashed away?
No, sadly, there weren't any.
Oh.
Who's there? Izzy Balmer.
Getting warmer.
There's a gap under here.
Yeah.
So, does that mean... That's amazing!
So fun.
Nothing quite like a secret compartment, is there? That's Jackie, by the way. She's in charge. Whenever our detectives make a breakthrough.
Ooh, I have spotted this from across the other side of the room. You can tell that I'm thinking with my stomach. It's a breakfast set, and this one has got it all going on. So it's a cruet set, and what's really nice about this is it's elevated. So the cruets themselves are raised up, and underneath you've got this dish which would perhaps contain butter, or you could pop jam in there.
Silver plate, Victorian.
You've got this H&H, Hewkin and Heath. They are silver makers and also silver plate makers, so it's a good name. I just think that's quite smart, but what is the price? OK, so it's £49.50. The problem with breakfast sets is that they are usable, but they're also a little bit defunct. Has it got enough of a novelty, quirky factor? I'm not too sure.
One to ponder. What about Ishi?
That is really cool, actually. This is probably a 19th century lock with the key. I don't know if it would have been inset into a door, but it's a heavy-duty thing. You've got the cast iron, you've got the metal plate at the front, a really heavy wooden frame, and it works.
Just needs a door.
This is a solid thing. This is a really interesting, beautiful object. It's got a ticket price of £65 on it. I'm not sure if that's too high, but it is such an interesting, beautiful thing. I think this is one to think about.
Well, it's about time someone made up their mind. Izzy has got the 20th century glass and the breakfast set already under consideration, of course.
Ooh. Now, I would hope that this is hand blown. Let's look at this one. Yeah, that one's hand blown. And everyone knows I love my glass. I would call this a lemonade set. This, I would say, looks to be about 1970s. You've got this very typical amber glass that was very popular of glassware from the period. It looks like it's in really good order. I'm just having a quick scan for any chips and I can't see any. And then you've got this ever so elegant, tall and graceful jug. I mean, you could simply use this for water.
With 6 glasses, priced at £38.
Worryingly, I can see an NT, which in most antique shops means no trade, which means no discount. So do I like this enough to pay £38 for it? The glassware I've been buying has been doing okay. And Ishi's now looking for glassware. He thinks I'm onto something with it. Little does he realise I don't have a flipping clue. I just buy what I like.
Well, it's all going okay so far.
Jackie.
Oh, hi.
I've seen 3 potentials. There's the lovely amber glass lemonade set, there's the nail sea glass style vase, and there's also the late Victorian breakfast set.
Ah, right, yes.
Now, they come to £103 for the 3 of them. What's the best that you could do on that?
£96.
Yes, please, I'll take that. £96 for the 3 items.
Making the breakfast set £42.50, the vase £15.50, and the lemonade set £38.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, while she exits with £171 left, having sensibly opted to have the goods sent on, we'll see where Ishi's up to. Got the lock and key on his list, of course.
This has something inside, obviously. It's got a sliding lid and we've got what appears to be a tabletop croquet set. It's got a ticket price of £25. That's quite cheap for what this is, so it's a good price. It does appear to have all its pieces. I mean, for £25, I don't think you can go too wrong. It's a collectible object. It's something that people can still use and play. It's in good condition. I like it. I think it's a no-brainer.
Sounds cock-a-hoop.
It's been a few years since I've played a game of croquet, but maybe I can challenge Izzy and see who's going to come out on top.
Time to talk to Jackie first.
I found 2 very cool items. So we've got this 19th century door lock.
Well, this is on at 65. We can do 60.
This, I saw that it was already reduced. I'm not expecting anything on this.
No, that would be 85.
Leaving him with £167 left over.
Right, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Looks chuffed, doesn't he? Bye-bye. Let's get Izzy's thoughts on her road trip chum.
Ishi, close the gap. There's about £10 between us, so I'm starting to feel the heat a little bit because now he wants to overtake me and I'm sort of like, oh, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
All perfectly understandable emotions. But we'll continue the analysis later, after Cromford, where 250 years ago, Richard Arkwright built the world's first water-powered cotton mill.
Ooh, this looks very pretty.
You should have seen it in the 1770s. She's still got £171 left to spend at the Cromford Mill Antique Centre, of course.
This is rather unusual. I really like this. I would have called this a ladle, except I suspect it's more of a dipper. You've got this really lovely coconut bowl, and then you've got this white metal mount, which will be silver given the age of this, and then this beautiful turned wood handle. I would have thought that this is sort of circa 1800, so the turn of the 18th, 19th century. And you'd use this for, wow. See, this is where I get slightly confused, because I would expect with any type of ladle or pouring instrument for there to be a little lip to help you pour it out. Because if you slosh this out, it's just going to go, it's going to go everywhere.
Ticket price £165.
Well, that's me out on buying it then, because I've still got a shop to go to. It's a really, really stunning item, but too much money for me.
No coconuts today, thank you. Shopkeeper David's at the ready, though.
Seem to be going with a bit of a glass theme today. This is a really pretty crystal glass necklace. I would say it's probably about 1930s in its style. And you've got different shapes and sizes, and this colourless glass, which is then punctuated by these green glass spaces. So it's not threaded with string, it's made with metal. And then at the bottom here, you've got these lovely pendant drops. Now, I think this is such a charming necklace. It oozes the elegance of the 1930s.
It's also very reasonably priced, just £14.50.
And in such lovely condition, which makes me think it's possibly not been worn that much. But I think it's such a lovely, lovely piece.
Sounds like it's in the bag.
But I've also seen this little Scotty dog brooch. And this one is set with little rubies. It's in silver, it's a modern piece, but the subject is a good subject. So for £28, you're getting silver and rubies, but for £14.50, you're getting glass, but age and glamour. And I don't know which to get, because I really like the necklace, but I wonder if this is the more profitable one to go with. Depends if there's any manoeuvrability on that price.
I wonder. Over to...
David?
Yes, Izzy.
Ah.
Hi.
David, I've had a good look around.
Yeah.
Now, I'm torn between 1930s glamour, £14.50, happy to pay that, or modern, but rubies and silver, £28, not so happy to pay that.
How's 25? Well, let's go 22, shall we? How's that?
So we're saying 22 on that, or £14.50 on that.
It's a dilemma.
David, my head's telling me to get this one.
Yeah.
But my heart's telling me to get this one.
Well, if you love it, I would go with that.
Go with that. £14.50 on this one. Go on then. Let's do that.
Good advice, David.
You'll have to come back and see us again.
I'd love to. Thank you.
That little purchase leaves our Izzy with £157. And while she steers the golden Volvo out of Cromford, Ishi's lucky enough to be in the right place at the right time to witness a spectacle in the nearby village of Matlock, Bath, home for over a century of a light show inspired by Queen Victoria herself. Festival organiser Jeff Stevens.
It all came about, really, because of a very young Princess Victoria, who, when she was visiting Matlock Bath, and she said what she remembered most was seeing the lights reflecting in the River Derwent. She said this made Matlock Bath a very magical place.
The villagers were inspired by her words, and on the occasion of the Queen's Diamond Jubilee in 1897, they decided to honour her by recreating those magical lights. So Matlock Bath was illuminated with fairy lights, lanterns, a torch-lit procession, all topped off with a parade of illuminated boats on the river.
When the original event was first staged, they lit up those rocks with flares in those days.
Wow.
They put candles in small nightlight jars and put them on little stands all around. And of course, if it was a wet or windy night, they all blew out. And it always had a bit of a magical look and tried to reflect those remarks that the young Princess Victoria made.
After the success of the Jubilee event, the locals decided to continue the tradition. In 1898, they held another and called it the Venetian Fete.
So over the years, talking about changes and stuff, how did that affect the illuminations?
After the First World War, the committee did find themselves in a little bit of financial difficulty.
Okay.
During the World Wars, the illuminations weren't able to happen, but it's always come back to entertain people and to give people a good night out.
And are there any traditional candlelit boats anymore?
Oh yes, there is one, and that will lead the parade tonight.
And the man with a vital role in parade preparation is boatmaster Paul Henshaw.
Here we have Issy. This is our candle boat. We built this on the centenary year. 125 years we've been building models in Matlock Bath.
So it's candles in these, and that's what illuminates them?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Wow.
And, yeah, we drop them in the jars. This is the traditional way of doing it.
Which do you prefer? Do you prefer the LEDs or
I much prefer the LEDs. You get them out, you roll them out, you stick them on, job done. This is constant work.
So the lights are in, it looks stunning. Now we get it onto a boat?
Very much welcome to go out on one of the other boats if you would like to.
And I'll be rowing it?
You'll be rowing it.
Okay.
All right, then. This should be fun. There's 4,000 people watching. No pressure, though. He does look a tad nervous. Ah, Izzy's turned up to cheer him on. That'll help calm matters, I'm sure.
Here he comes! Oh, he actually knows what he's doing. He's properly rowing and manoeuvring. Issy! Woo! Team road trip! Go, Issy! He looks amazing.
After 125 years, the Matlock Bath illuminations are still going from strength to strength. And as for the woman whose glimpse of the River Derwent first inspired them, sure to be amused. Night-night. Next day, it's time to either share or confess what they've plumped for in the shop so far.
I stuck to type.
Okay.
I bought glass.
Nice.
In fact, every item I bought yesterday has some links to glass. There is some glass in it somewhere.
On reflection, she's probably right, having purchased a lemonade set, a breakfast set containing glass, a crystal necklace, and a mid-century vase.
Oh, I love the colours on this.
Leaving her with £157 to spend today. While Ishi parted with a lot less for a vintage mini croquet set and also one of his trademark buys.
Keys and locks have been quite a good purchase for me.
Meaning he has 167 remaining in his kitty and will have to put up with Izzy's philosophical musings about his antique security device.
Listen to that click. Whose hands, how many hands have been on that key?
Yeah.
And what was the door? What was behind the door?
Yeah.
Like all those questions.
And will it make a profit? Sorry. The Derbyshire Trail leads to another industrial heritage site, Belper. Not only one of the very first mill towns, but also the birthplace of Fab 60s movie star Susie Kendall. And Ishi is expected shortly at this former hosiery mill. Ah, here he comes, having dropped off his buddy en route. And who wouldn't want to clock in at Belper Antique Centre and Record Store? He still has 167 left to spend, remember?
How's this for something a little bit different? This is what appears to be a mid-20th century accordion. Very eye-catching. And it's got the maker's mark, it's got chrome. Guess we'll just have to see if it works.
If we must.
Well, it's making a sound, which is always a good sign.
Yeah, at least better than bagpipes in the hands of the uninitiated, I suppose.
So one of the appealing things about this is the colourway. It's got this beautiful mottled orangey golden colour, and it's Orfeo. I believe it's an Italian brand from the 1950s. As a display piece, it's an eye-catching, striking object, mid-20th century design.
No ticket price, though.
I'm in no way an expert on accordions or the value of them, but it's just a cool thing, and it could be something worth taking a risk on.
He's tempted. One to ask shopkeeper Dan about later. I'm sure he'll be in accordance. Now, what else grabs you?
So this is just a pin, and it's set with moonstones. It's probably worn in the hair, but it's set on tremblant, which means that the gemstone part of it is set on a spring, so it wiggles as you move, adding to the eye-catching effect of the piece of jewellery. This is a moonstone piece, and moonstone has become quite popular.
The stone is the designated gem of Florida to commemorate the NASA moon landings, even though moonstones don't actually come from that state.
There's 6 cabochon stones, which means they're cut in a half spherical shape. This has got a ticket price of £8. For real natural moonstones, I'm going to see if I can find some more jewellery, maybe some costume jewellery, and make a job lot and see how that does at auction.
Well, it is about time that our new expert bought what he's an expert at. So here we go.
This shelf just has a lot of costume jewellery on it, and I've seen this ticket which says £20. So I'm not expecting anything precious or super special in here, but don't think you can go wrong. I'm also thinking if I put the moonstone in with this as a star lot within the box, it could do really well.
Not a bad idea, considering there must be over 50 items in there.
Let's take a look and see what there is. So we've got what appears to be a hand charm. And then there's just bags and bags of costume jewellery here. Imitation lapis, just what everyone possibly needs. A shoe-shaped brooch. There's a few watches in here as well. It's just a real big eclectic mix, lots of different periods and eras.
Time to take the lot to Dan.
I found some really nice things. I couldn't resist this box of costume jewellery for £20. I also found this, the en tremblant brooch. It's listed at £8.
Yeah.
There's just one more thing that I was curious about. I saw an accordion, but it didn't have a label on it.
The accordion's 50.
So what would the total for everything be?
We'll round it down to 75.
75 perfectly.
Well, Ishi's certainly got a lot for his money. Let's say 50 for the accordion and 25 for the jewellery job lot. And with £92 still in his wallet, he just has to squeeze the booty into the boot. And bid adieu to Belper. Meanwhile, Izzy's parked her shopping and is making her way to the county town of Derbyshire. She's popping into Pickford's House Museum, home to a vast collection of Victorian toys, which brought the magic of the stage into the parlours and nurseries of the 19th century home.
Ooh, making room.
Go on then. You know you want to. Forget your smart TVs and streaming services. For Victorians, these toy theatres were the home entertainment systems of the day.
This is us by the end of the week, and it's descended into utter chaos.
Unlike a puppet theatre, these miniature masterpieces are tiny reproductions of actual plays, complete with small-scale scenery and petite performers.
So this is Ishi, Count Dracula, and this is me, the fisherwoman, having realised I bought completely the wrong item.
She's really getting into this, isn't she?
Ishi can enter first as Count Dracula. Da-da-da-da-da. And then here am I in the wings. I shall win the Antiques Road Trip. No, you brute! I saw it first.
Hi, Izzy.
Caught in the act.
Hello, Rachel.
Welcome to Pickford's house, where we've got one of the largest collection of toy theatres in the world. Would you like me to show you these?
I'd love to.
Come on, then.
These paper prosceniums give us a glimpse not just of the way people played, but also of the huge explosion in theatre going at the time. As the populations in cities soared, thanks to the Industrial Revolution, the theatre became the most popular form of public entertainment.
How old do these date to?
Well, they date back from 1811, actually, so that was the first toy theatre, that was the start of it. Within a year, there was something like 30 publishers, and it was a big thing until about the 1880s when it started to dwindle.
And was it expensive, or could you pick them up quite cheaply?
Reasonably cheaply. Each sheet would cost a penny, plain, or tuppence coloured.
It sounds like hours of fun as well.
They would be performing, doing music, doing lighting effects. And
really?
Yeah, so it would be a massive thing for the whole family to get involved with, and even doing explosions.
No.
So,
That sounds really dangerous.
Yes, I think it was.
But these weren't simply just toys. They were painstakingly accurate reproductions of real theatres, with the characters and sets drawn from the staged productions of the day, a novel way for the actual theatres to promote their plays and pull in the punters.
People would go and see a play, and then they would go to the toy theatre publisher and buy the play, make it up and perform it at home.
Oh, wow.
The publishers would employ artists to go into the theatres and actually sketch the plays while they were happening, so sketching the poses. Then they would go and make plates of all of these. So each publisher would employ lots of different artists. There are rumours, but it's not entirely proven, that William Blake and George Cruikshank made these, but we don't really know.
These are amazing.
The museum's collection also includes a few examples that have a direct link to Derby's own theatre scene.
Rachel, why have you brought me to see Dracula?
Well, Dracula actually world premiered in Derby in 1924. It was the first stage performance of Hamilton Dean's Dracula. This is a Dracula theatre that we've got in the collections. It's one of our biggest theatres.
Are there any other links between toy theatres and Derby?
Yeah, quite a few of the theatres that we've got actually have plays that were put on in Derby's early theatre. The London actors would come up during the out-of-season times and put on Shakespeare plays, harlequinades, which were a big thing that became pantomime. And it was very popular until the mid-19th century when the railways came to Derby and people were then able to go down to London more easily.
In an age before TV and DVDs, these simply made but highly detailed playthings were the best way to bring popular entertainment into the home. Part toy, part advertising campaign, but completely charming. Back to normal scale, Ishi, down there, is just too far away, you see? Looking very much in control of the vintage Volvo as well.
At the start, I was so nervous driving it, but as I've got used to it, I'm really enjoying it. Everyone stops and stares at it. It's a beautiful car, and it's a lot easier to drive now than it was before.
Man and machine are pointed towards one further buying opportunity. Close to the border with Nottinghamshire at Sandacre. With the Erie-Wash Canal running right through the middle, its narrowboats carried on carrying coal and other cargoes until 1952. And that's where Ishi's headed, on the first floor. £92 left to spend at the Sandacre Antiques Emporium, remember? Christina is the woman in charge.
Now, have a look at this. Would you be able to tell me what it is?
A little brass pig?
So if you look at the bottom, there's a little metal pull. You pull it out, and there's a fabric tape measure hiding in this little piggy's belly. And the best part is if you turn it around and twist his corkscrew tail, the tape measure retracts.
Ah, £75 for that Edwardian porker.
If this was £30, £40, I think I would go for it, but at 75, I think it might be a little bit hard to make a decent profit.
Little piggy stays at home. Now it's about time we heard from his buddy, very near the mighty Bennerley Viaduct, in the neighbouring town of Ilkeston, at Armstrong's Mill. Ah, here she comes. Yep, that'll be the one. Around 40,000 square feet of it. And Izzy's still got £157 left in her kitty.
A keyboard with an on button.
She does play, of course.
That can be Count Dracula's theme.
House of Antiques, not Hammer Horror. Don't give up the day job, Izzy. In fact, let's get on with the day job, shall we? Ah, now, that's more in tune with what you're after.
I only had a look in here more out of habit. I didn't actually expect to find anything in here because I often think, oh, well, the dealers will have already been through it. But I found a piece of gold. It's only a small thing, but it's a little pendant. It's 9-carat gold. You've got this precious white opal in the middle. Now, the colours aren't spectacular on it. With opals, they're prized for their play of colour. So it's actually got better play of colour under the lens.
The internal structure of the gem causes it to diffract light, hence the play.
And then here, these are little sapphires around it. The only problem is it doesn't have a chain, so someone would have to buy themselves a chain to be able to wear that. But it says here, jewellery, job lot and box, £30. Well, I don't really want the rest of it.
Why not look again? You never know.
I might have found something else.
Is it treasure?
So this is what we call a bail. The bail is stamped K18, which would be for 18 carat. Now, it's very sort of 1970s, but I think it's definitely worth the risk, depending on the price.
Quite right. Let's go and see the man in charge of this, Otis.
I found this jewellery box, and it says, jewellery, job lot, plus box, £30.
Yes.
Now, actually, I think I only really want to get 2 bits from it.
So I think we could do it £2.50 an item.
In which case, please can I get this one and this one?
I think they call that a no-brainer.
Thank you. See you later.
See you.
Bye-bye.
So, while she wanders off with £152 unspent, we'll hasten back to Sandyacre to see if Ishi can find his final lot.
Oh, it's got a really good weight to it. This is a bronze drinking vessel, but it's actually got 2 names. They're called Bellarmine jugs or Bartman jugs. And I know that these were made in Holland, copying the earlier stoneware versions. Bartman jugs always have a bearded man in the middle, and that's how you can kind of recognise them.
Showing Roberto Bellarmino, the mocked Catholic cardinal.
So it's got a ticket price of £100, which is a smidge over my budget today. So this would be dependent if we can get it for a better price. This could be a strong contender for today's buy.
Time to have a word with Christina.
There's one thing in particular that I really fell in love with. It's the Bellarmine bronze jug.
Oh, yes, yes.
So it had a ticket price of £100 on it.
OK.
What's the best you could possibly do?
£70.
Wow, that's incredible. That's a big discount.
Right.
So
It is.
Deal done. His biggest buy.
Take care. Bye.
Thanks, bye.
And with that squirreled away in his pocket, time to collect his Derbyshire lass. For a bit more car-based confabulation.
Oh, look at that laid hedge. That looks beautiful. When I was in my early 20s, along here, I used to come and collect the elderflowers to make elderflower cordial.
Is it hard to make?
No, elderflower cordial is really easy. You soak them in hot water to seep out all the flavour, and then you add lemon juice.
You did ask, Ishi.
loads of sugar.
It might be a while before you get some shut-eye, while she goes on and on.
I think it comes from lemons, actually.
It's auction day in Market Harborough, the Saxon town that has also been known as Haverburg and Haverbro over the years. And where do they have the auctions? Here.
It's always fun to be in an in-room
Yeah.
auction, but there's always nerves.
Do you think it's going to be busy?
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Yes, please. After doing all their shopping in Derbyshire, Izzy and Ishi have now crossed the border into Leicestershire and the aforementioned Market Harborough. At Gildings, where their goods will be selling in the room, on the net and on the phone. Under the hammer of Will Gilding.
And that's 800. Thank you.
Izzy spent £115.50 on her 5 auction lots.
The silver-plated breakfast set is absolutely fantastic. And if I was served my morning toast in this, I would probably give you £30 or £40 just for the experience.
Ishi splashed out twice as much, £230, also on 5 lots.
The box of costume jewellery is one of those lots that the buyers really love to get rummaging in. Buyers would have been looking for that holy grail in the box. Costume jewellery, inexpensive, wear it every day.
Right, we're about to get underway.
Another day, another auction. How are you feeling?
I'm a bit nervous about my items, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, we will. First off is Ishi's table croquet set with a box.
You do quite well with boxes.
If in doubt, go for a box.
An £18 online bid at 18, £18, thank you, 18, 18, 20, £20 bid 20.
We need to go a bit higher.
22 against you online, £22 at 22, 25, 28, 30. Absentees are out, £30 here in the seats at 30, £30 at 30, £30.
I'm really pleased. And it's nice someone else liked it.
Yeah.
A modest return, but not to be sniffed at.
It's a good start.
£50 bid 20, £20 at 20.
Izzy's turn, her mid-century hand-blown vase.
I seem to do well with the glass, so I've really taken that to heart and bought glass, so I hope I've not shot myself in the foot here.
My absentee bids start at 22, 25, 28
Good,
online.
okay,
£38 bid.
amazing.
30 in the seats, thank you, at £30 here in the room at 30. £30 at 30. You're coming back in online at 30.
I mean, I love it, I pay more than that.
£30.
To me, it's still a bargain.
Very stylish too. She's got glass buying cracked.
I feel a bit sad that it's sold, because actually, I can see that in my flat.
Now for one of Ishi's habitual purchases.
You've done really well with your locks so far.
I will say I did pay higher for this one.
£25 open to bidding
Not
online,
a bad
25,
guy.
25, 28. £28 I have bid 28, 30, 32.
Oh, it is going.
32 here with me at 32. Online bid 35, internet bidding at £35. £35 at 35. Fair warning. 38, £38 bid 38, £38 at 38, 40, £40 bid, £40 back online at 40. If you're all done, quite sure, £40.
It didn't do as well as I
£70 bid
hoped.
online.
Sounds like Ishi might be going off locks and keys. Now, will Izzy's breakfast set be the toast of the sale room?
Do you know what, Ishi? Flipping love breakfast, and I also love a good toast rack.
Bid coming straight in on the internet, £18 bid at 18, £18 only,
Oh,
18, 18.
paid
£18,
quite a bit
18,
more
20,
for this.
20 bid, thank you, 20, 22, 22, 25, £25 at 25, 25, 28, online 28, £30 bid,
Keep going.
30 in the seats at 30, at 30, 32. £32 a shake of the head, then 32.
Oh no, who's
Up
shaking
bid,
their head?
£32 at 32.
Oh, no.
Any further bids?
Oh.
30, 35, £35 at 35, 38. £38
No,
then.
no more.
38.
Oh no.
38. Are you all done at 38?
People in Leicestershire don't love breakfast as much as I do. Clearly.
Someone's got themselves a jammy purchase at least.
It was really close.
Close but no cigar.
Ishi's Rummager's Delight is next. There's a moonstone in there, people.
Got bids here, 18, 20, £20 at 20, £20 at 22,
You're gonna get a
£22 at
profit.
22, 5, 25, 28, £28 at 28, 30, £30 bid 30, £30 all online, 32, 35, £35 at 35, £35 at 35, 35.
Still very cheap.
All done, sold at 35.
Your
Next, the
reputation
silver
remains
spoons.
intact.
Exactly, and a tidy profit too. Now, Izzy's lemonade set. Let's hope the bidders are thirsty for it.
I just think they're stunning.
Low start at £10.
Oh my goodness, that's
Short at
low.
10. Lemonade will cost you more than £10. £10, £12 online, thank you, 12, 12, 15, £15 bid, 18, 18, 20, £20 all online at 20,
No.
22,
Oh, no.
£22 bid, 25,
Keep going.
£25, 28. Do I see 30? I do. £30 bid, 30, 32, £32 bid at 32.
Keep going.
Are you all done? 35, not quite. 35, 38 in the seats now.
Oh, yes, new bidder. Love a new
38
bidder.
in the room I took 38, not you online, it's in the room at £38. Selling, room bid, 38.
Well, not a loss. Still leaves a bitter taste in the mouth, though.
I think we call that a washing
60.
of the face.
Yes.
Now, what will Market Harborough make of Ishi's accordion?
Do you know what initially drew me to
Lot
the box?
82.
She.
£32 online, you're up.
Good start.
Ahead of me at 32, at 32, 32, 35. In the room I took 35. £40, it's online at 40, 42. At £42, at 42, at 42. Here in the room at £42.
We need a bit more. Oh,
£42, are you all done?
it was a gamble.
Show me your big
Didn't
remote.
pay off this time.
Well, it did look the part.
I did play that just before the
87.
auction, and it did
And
sound
just
awful.
Izzy's lot of inexpensive jewellery, the pendants.
They're only small,
Thank you. 185.
but yes, I mean, 18 karat gold, 9 karat gold, opals, sapphires.
They look
I mean, they
good.
do look nice actually. They look better than I remember them to look.
Online bidding opens above my absentee bids at 55, 65. Online 65.
Yes.
£65 bid at 65.70. In the seats at 70. That's £70 at 70, 75. 75 online, 80 in the back of 80.
I mean, they are
85,
lovely.
90, back 5, 100.
And opals are
100.
popular.
Are you all done? Fair warning then at 100.
Yay!
Smashed it.
100.
Great work, Izzy. Very well spotted.
Biggest profit so far.
A great return on £5, isn't it?
Ishi's last lot, the Bellarmine jug.
I'm a little bit nervous about this one. I paid a lot for it.
£25 opening the bid at 25, 25, 25, 28. £28 bid at 28. No further bids at 28.
Not bid.
30, £30 bid at 30, 32. 35, £35 bid at 35 at 35. Absentees out now.
I think it's been
£35,
overlooked.
fair warning. 25. Lot 1 and 2, the correspondence now,
That's
20,
painful.
£20.
That's not really been Ishi's day, has it?
I'm bleeding for you.
And
And the almost certain victor today is Izzy. Just her crystal necklace to go.
Might be a tenner. Who knows?
There was 10 of them in my costume.
Yes, exactly.
Online bidding starting low, £8,
Oh, that is low.
£12, my bid 12, 15. £15 here, bid 15 at 15.
Come on.
18, 20. £20 here, bid my bid 20 on the book at 20.
Come
£20
on.
out online, 22, 25.
Okay, that's
25
better.
at 25. Do I see 28 anywhere? £25.
Anyone in the
bid.
room interested?
28
Ooh.
online, I took 28.
Yes, there
online,
is.
£30 bid. Done selling at 30.
That's more like it. Well done.
I'm really, really pleased with that.
Well done.
Thank you.
Ishi began with £252 and 14 pence, and after auction costs has made a hefty loss. So he now has £171 and 38p. While Izzy, who started out with £267 and 78, made, also after costs, a rather nice profit, meaning she wins today and leaves with just one auction to go.
So go and find some cake.
Yeah.
Winner's cake, commiserations cake.
Yes, a big slice for Ishi. Next time, Ishi ponders his progress,
I had too many losses at auction.
but gets top marks from Izzy.
Big tick, smiley face, gold star.
It's the last leg, and the chickens are coming home to roost.
Coming in with me or are you staying out?
But who'll end up striking gold?
Well done. What an amazing profit.